Hello everyone and welcome to Autocrat. This is episode 90, an Alban Fairytale Prince.
Got you intrigued with that title, didn't I?
Of course you did.
Also, episode 90.
Yeah. 10 episodes to the big 100.
Yeah, I wonder what we'll be talking about then.
Me too.
Hopefully something vaguely relevant.
Last time we dealt with the reign of Ascanius, the son and successor of Aeneas. However, is now dead.
He is.
But the big question is, co-host,
Yes.
what did he die of?
Yes, you didn't get back to me with this last episode.
No, we kind of forgot and I just remembered.
Yeah, you were too angry about sources contradicting each other, so that got lost. So, have you got something for me?
Well, depending exactly who succeeds him,
Yep.
and if it's that son of Lavinia,
Okay.
then she may have killed him after all.
Oh, very interesting. That is, I will say, slightly relevant to today.
But else it might just be, people in those ages didn't live that long, so he might just have died of what was the old age at that time.
Yeah, how old would he have been? We said he was 15 when he became king.
In rule for 38 years.
Yeah, 53 when he died.
Yeah, that would be just a bit above average for the lifespan at that time.
Yeah. My new theory.
Hmm?
Pig got him.
Of course the pig got
He
him.
went back to that oracle and the pig trampled him. He didn't get out of the way in time. He got stuck in a bit of mud. The pig crushed him and he fell into one of those tar pits and became a fossil.
Anyway,
Yes.
what happens next?
Well, you'll find out. What, have you got any predictions, by the way? We left it a little bit up in the air last time.
Well, either that Silvius guy is going to succeed him,
Yep.
as they kept badgering on, or something totally unexpected is going to happen.
Yeah, well, as per usual, we're going to be splitting the story into different versions and different accounts. So it will vary a little bit, but on the whole, it makes life a lot more bearable if the sources aren't all shouting through each other over my head.
Yeah. As always, we're going to start with our main man.
Yes, the main man, the hogger of bookshelves, Cassius Dio himself.
Yeah.
Now, when Ascanius dies, there's a bit of a succession crisis, according to Dio. Remember that when Aeneas died, his son Ascanius succeeded to the throne.
Yes, we did just say that.
Yes, well, I had that prepared in my intro, as does Dio, so let the man speak. This was the son who came over from Troy. However, Lavinia was pregnant when Aeneas died. Well, that child is born, and perhaps more remarkably for the ancient world, survives, and grows up during the reign of his older half-brother, Ascanius. So now we've got the son of Aeneas and Lavinia on the scene. However, Ascanius also has a son during his reign.
What do we choose then?
Well, the people apparently choose the son of Aeneas. This is because Latinus was this prince's grandfather, remember Lavinia's dad. And he's not in any way related to Ascanius or his children. So that makes sense, the people choosing a king with indigenous roots. This prince is Silvius, and that is all Dio tells us about his reign.
So Silvius is the son of Lavinia.
Yeah. Aren't you glad I eked that intro out a little bit longer now?
Yeah. So my first theory could be right.
It could be. Lavinia could have killed Ascanius. Maybe she pushed him in front of the pig. Oh. Pig-based murder. Anyway.
Our next source is Ovid book XIV.
Yep.
Which makes 14.
It does.
For my co-host here who doesn't know.
Yep. Thank you.
Ovid does not tell us what the relationship between Ascanius and Silvius is.
Yep.
Silvius apparently gave both his name and his title to his son Aeneas.
Yep.
So the son of Silvius is named Aeneas Silvius.
Yeah.
Which is not confusing at all.
No, I have taken the liberty of removing the epithet Silvius from all the kings who follow because it gets very repetitive and a bit excessive.
But in any case, it's apparently just called posthumous and nicknamed Silvius, according to Ovid's Fasti.
Yes. That would make sense because he's born after his dad dies, or posthumously. Feels a bit cruel to make that his entire name, but, still. And that's all Ovid says, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we turn to Livy.
Livy!
Remember, Livy thinks that Ascanius is the son of Aeneas and Lavinia, while Dio does not think this.
Yeah, so clearly Dio read the Aeneid and Livy didn't.
Didn't do your homework, Livy. It's always the same faces, isn't it, Titus? Again, as we've seen, Livy isn't even sure who Ascanius is.
Was Livy living in a dream? Or, did he write that book while half asleep?
I mean, he did write it across 4 decades, from what I remember, so it's fair enough the odd thing got lost. And, hey, next time you write a multi-volume epic history of your civilization that spans over 1,000 years, come back to me with that.
Been there, done that, took me 5 minutes.
Okay. So, Titus Livius, try harder.
Yeah.
Why have you chosen to make Livy your personal enemy?
Because today is annoying.
As we've seen, he's not sure whether we're talking about Ascanius or his apparent older brother Iulus, who is the ancestor of the Julii clan.
Yeah.
That includes a certain Gaius Julius Caesar. Don't know if you've heard of him.
Nah, not that important.
No, I mean, I spent ages looking into this obscure historical figure. We don't have that much on him. He wrote a book or something, but...
He did?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. We have Caesar as a source in a few hundred years' time.
Okay. Do we have that book?
Yes. He wrote 2 books. We have both of them.
Where are they?
Well, in the C section.
Oh.
Which is... actually, that's quite a good pun to make for Caesar.
Alright, back to our episode.
Yes, back to the episode. This connection, by the way, with Iulus is actually mentioned in Suetonius when Caesar gives a casual name drop during an aunt's funeral, but, that's by the by. But whoever Ascanius is in this scenario, there's no crisis or decision to be made because, according to Livy, there's just a father-to-son succession. So Silvius is the son of Ascanius in this version, not the half-brother.
Okay.
Now, Silvius got given his name, apparently, because he was born in the forest. He founded multiple new dwellings, apparently, and these regions were called the Old Latins. I'm not sure why, given that they would be new towns, but maybe it's ironic in the same way that Newcastle is called Newcastle, despite being founded by a son of William the Conqueror in the 11th century. Who knows? As I mentioned, after Silvius, all the kings of Alba Longa will keep the cognomen Silvius.
Why?
They just do.
Why?
I'm not sure. Now, in Roman names, you have a first name, a surname, and a surname plus, in a way.
It's a bit like they're all named, those Roman emperors. Most of their names are actually Gaius.
Yes, exactly. So, take Julius Caesar, for example. His first name is Gaius, his family name is Julius, but his branch of the family, let's say, has the extra name Caesar.
Yeah, or take Caligula, his name is also Gaius.
Yeah, it's a bit more complicated in the imperial period because they swap names like there's no tomorrow, but still, I guess they didn't have an opportunity yet to add that third name. So, who knows why. Now, interestingly, you remember that his son and successor is Aeneas Silvius, right?
The successor of Silvius.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Well, if we remove the Silvius bit, we can call him Aeneas II.
I mean, that makes a way to distinguish them easily.
Yeah. And that is all the details we get from Livy about the life of Silvius.
Yep. And we jump onto Dionysus of Halicarnassus's back.
Yep. Oh, that's going to be painful.
Quite literally, wait for him.
Oh.
He agrees that Silvius is the son of Lavinia and the half-brother of Ascanius.
So, in our minds, the correct view, fight me, Livy.
Yep. He had been raised in the mountain amongst swineherds, having been sent away by Lavinia after Ascanius took power.
Yeah.
So, during the time when she was pregnant with her son, she was worried that Ascanius might turn on her and fled to a herder who had been friendly with her father. They lived in a house in the woods, and when the child was born, it was named Silvius in reference to the woods.
Nice.
And that's why basically he's raised in the mountains among swineherds.
Yeah. Now, in Greek, Silvius is Hylios, apparently. There's not really any reason to drop these random Greek names in, other than the fact the sources do, and I find it kind of fun.
It's cool. The swineherds eventually gave her up after it transpired the Latins were looking for her and accusing Ascanius of killing her.
Yeah, they were getting freaked out, so Lavinia needs to come back now, or we might have a full-blown riot.
The family name of Silvius got given to all of his descendants.
Yeah.
And so Silvius became king.
Yeah. However, there is a contest.
Of course.
This is because we have Iulus, the eldest son of Ascanius, to contend with, and he also claims the crown when Ascanius dies. Perhaps, understandably, that's his dad.
So I'm guessing we do something that is really, really clever, like giving the problem to the people and not dealing with it ourselves.
We actually do.
Good.
I imagine, because of the bias of later sources, because you might know this, Rome is quite a big fan of the idea of power to the people later on.
Yes.
So this might just be them thinking, well, surely everything gets decided by putting it to the people. There's no way that a monarchy would, I don't know, make arbitrary decisions. Anyway. Influenced by the fact that Lavinia is the heiress of Latinus, and thus the kingdom, the people decide that Silvius is the rightful king, not Iulus. However, Iulus was given honour instead of the royal title, and this was apparently better than being king, as it was safer and easier, which, yeah, it is. This honour, which we'll get to in a moment, was still conferred upon his descendants until Dionysus' own time, and these descendants are the Julii. They became the greatest family, according to Dionysus, yielding many military commanders. You can almost imagine him looking over at Julius Caesar and Augustus. Have you looked at my notes yet?
I've seen Silvius rules.
Yep, good, you didn't see the time yet. How long do you think he lasts, Silvius?
About 29 years.
Okay, you looked.
Okay, I did see it. You need to be quicker when you want to make me guess stuff.
Yes, he does reign for 29 years. Arguably a usurper, but, not bad. As we said, succeeded by Aeneas II. I refuse to call him Aeneas Silvius, this is more fun.
So, succeeded by Aeneas Silvius.
No.
We now turn to Diodorus, book 8.
7.
7. Yes, I am the one who can't read Roman numerals.
What gave it away? That's brilliant.
When Ascanius dies, his son Julius claims the throne, but so did his half-brother Silvius.
Yep, so far so standard.
So far co-emperors, not unheard of.
Co-kings. We don't have we don't have emperors yet. We'll get to that.
Sorry. So far co-kings, not fully unheard of.
Or at least rival claimants.
Yeah. Silvius had his Latin mother as a factor, whereas Ascanius' mother had been a Trojan.
Yeah.
Diodorus explicitly says that Silvius fled because Ascanius plotted to kill him when Aeneas passed. Not quite sure how this works, since, when Aeneas dies, Silvius was a fetus, but maybe he wanted to kill Lavinia and then Silvius by the same occasion.
Yeah.
Even though we wouldn't even have known if it was a boy or girl, so that would have been a bit, silly.
Why take the risk?
Yeah, sure. Well, no. Anyway.
Autocrat does not condone interdynastic murder. Or intradynastic murder, covering all bases.
There's also more than one herder in this narrative.
Yeah.
Diodorus gives a different etymology for Silvius, saying it was after a mountain called Silva where the boy was raised. So, kind of a bit the same story still, because it was raised in a mountain, but instead of being named after the wood, it's named after the mountain.
Yeah, I feel like...
potato.
They'll look at you, what's a potato? I feel like it's unimaginative of the sources to say that literally everything is named after a mountain.
Silvius wins the vote that apparently took place and becomes king.
Yep.
However, Julius becomes Pontifex Maximus, which is a term we're going to hear again, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, in fact, I don't know if you know this, it's still around today.
Oh, it is? Yes, it's the Pope.
Yes, why do you think the Pope is called the Pontiff of Rome sometimes?
It's like the head of the religious bit, isn't it?
Yes, it's the head religious figure in Rome, which originally is a pagan title and will, over the centuries, switch to being a Christian one that the popes use.
So basically he becomes like a vice king.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him.
As we saw, all the power, none of the headache of actually being the king.
Exactly. And he's the ancestor of the Julian family.
Yeah. Now, Diodorus says Silvius ruled for 49 years, which is a problem.
Yes.
Because we just said 29, but I'll deal with that in a second. And apparently he did nothing noteworthy during his rule.
I mean, he could have been just calm and happy.
Yeah, don't underestimate stability.
But I would believe that for 29 years, not 49.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm going to offer Henry VI as a counter-example over in England.
Yeah.
That's a very good example of having half a century and doing nothing with it.
Really?
Well, kind of. But this is not Autocrat an English history podcast, so we're moving on to the Origo.
Origo Gentis Romanae.
Yes.
By Sextus Aurelius Victor.
Yes. Now, Lavinia, again, is pregnant with Aeneas' child when Aeneas dies and runs away, fleeing to a shepherd of the royal flock of Latinus, who gets a name this time. He's called Tyrrus.
You know, one thing I've realised. The stories we're hearing from all those sources, compared to the one we've just heard from the episode that we did last week.
Yeah.
Last week we were saying that while she's pregnant, she acts as a regent and helps the child grows to become a good king.
Yeah.
In this one, she flees.
Yeah.
And therefore doesn't help the child.
Yeah, that is a very good point. But then again, no one says how long she's around for. And remember, Ascanius is a child when he becomes king. So who's to say that after a few years... Actually, it can't be after a few years. It would have to be after a few months.
Yeah, it would have to be pretty immediately. Like, let's say she just got pregnant. To know that she was pregnant when Aeneas died, she must have been showing. So she must have been about 6 months along.
Yeah.
Therefore, she flees pretty much immediately.
Oh, man.
So they contradict themselves.
They do. I hadn't realised that yet. Alright, so what we're saying is Lavinia is a force to be reckoned with. But I imagine there's probably a faction at the royal court that are not happy with the idea of a woman being in charge. Because, you know, that becomes a theme. And I imagine, if we want to reconcile those two stories, that she gives advice but is eventually forced away because of, you know, plotting. Or else she comes back. Remember, she does come back.
Not always.
No, but after the child is born, there are versions where she comes back, so maybe then she helps Ascanius.
Maybe, but I like to finding contradictions.
Yeah, no, please do, because we'll come up with a canon narrative in our timeline. The Latins think Ascanius has killed Aeneas' child.
Okay.
And I assume by extension Lavinia. Now, Ascanius promises on an oath that he hadn't killed his half-brother, but the crowd aren't convinced since he has no evidence. Fair enough. He eventually calms them down somewhat by promising he'd look into the matter and promising a reward for anyone who found Lavinia. Probably thinking, get them back, get them back, get them back, the people are about to burn the palace down, get them back, please. Apparently, mother and son are brought back to the city, so again, maybe this is when he says, look, see, she's helping me. I'm going to instate her as an advisor. Please don't kill me. The same dispute between Silvius and Iulus happens after Ascanius dies, as the people don't know whether to choose the son or the grandson of Aeneas. Eventually, Silvius gets elected, and his name is used as an epithet, blah 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 blah. On to Appian. Only detail we are given by Appian is that Silvius exists.
Thank you, Appian.
No other details and nothing on what the relationship is between Ascanius and Silvius.
What do we get from the Nuremberg Chronicles?
Well, Silvius supposedly reigns for 29 years.
Well, we have two sources saying 29 years. We're going to go with that.
Yes, so if we work backwards from the dates of the Nuremberg Chronicle, that's from 1140 BCE to 1111 BCE, which is fun. Silvius apparently grows up in the woods and is a hunter, apparently. I don't know why that surprises me, given that he's growing up in the woods as the son of a herder. The Nuremberg Chronicle just tells us that Silvius was the son of Aeneas, born after he dies, and that he has the suffix posthumous, so he is Silvius Posthumus. not posthumous renamed Silvius. And there was apparently a family called the Posthumia family, so I assume they descend from Silvius.
Okay.
So, taking it all together, after Ascanius dies, because we're picking up from there, there's a dispute between Silvius and Iulus, the half-brother and the son of Ascanius. Silvius eventually wins out. Iulus gets made Pontifex Maximus, foreshadowing the Julii family and their greatness and their rippling abs. And then Silvius basically sits on the throne for 29 years, dies, and is succeeded by Aeneas II.
Yep.
You excited for that?
I am.
Well, we'll have to see whether that is in any way justified next time.
Are those people that have existed by now, or are we still in...
Oh no, we're still heavily in mythology.
Good.
We won't leave mythology until the early Roman Republic.
Nice.
And even then, we don't get proper records, I believe, until about the year 389 BCE. So we're about 800 years off having proper records.
Because what I find fun is that there's all those stories about what was before the founding of Rome and everything.
Yeah.
And those are stories, they're fun. But there must be some kind of either truth to them, or there must have been something happening beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, if all of those people are not real,
yeah.
right, and it's all mythology, who was actually there?
Well,
why do we not know about them?
We can do a discussion on that if you want. There is an actual historical pieced together version of what happened to found Rome. I'd be doing it off the top of my head now if I'm going into it, but we can definitely talk about it. Well, thank you all very much for listening, and we hope you are as excited as my co-host is for King Aeneas II of Alba Longa next time. So until then, thank you all for listening again, and have a great week, everyone.
Have a great week. Diodorus Diodorus says...
You good?
Diodorus explicitly says that Silvius fled because Ascanius plotted to kill him when Aeneas passed.